In a world where cursed energy shapes the fate of humanity, one woman stands against her entire bloodline. What's good, everyone? The Kenpachi Zo here, coming to you with another Jujutsu Kaisen video. The Zenin Clan, a family known for their immense power and influence in the Jujutsu world, but today they face a challenge from within. Maki Zenin, the black sheep of the family, has had enough of the clan's oppressive tradition. Today she's taking a stand. Join us as we dive deep into the epic showdown between Maki and the entire Zenin clan. Will she break free from the chains of her past, or will she succumb to the might of her family? After Maki gets approval from the new Zenin clan leader, Megumi, Maki makes her way to the Zenin cursed tool warehouse. On the way, she runs into her mother, who tries to stop her. Her mother tells her, "Why are you always like this?" Maki ignores her and walks past her. Her mom says, "For once, make me glad that I gave birth to you." Maki enters the warehouse and is greeted by her father and sister Mai, laying on the floor bloodied and beaten up. He tells her he knew she was going for the clan's cursed tools, so he emptied the warehouse. Mai screams, "Why did you come here, you idiot?" The scene changes to a conversation between Naoya and Junichi, talking about why Megumi becoming the clan leader was a good idea. He explains that Megumi has a good relationship with the future Kamo clan leader as well as the Gojo clan, but they cannot accept leaving the entire fortune to him, and getting rid of him without reason will hurt the Zenin clan standings, making them fall behind in the shifting power struggle that's come about ever since Gojo got sealed. However, now that Gojo has been deemed in a compliance to the Shibuya incident and was exiled from the Jujutsu world, removing his seal will be considered a criminal act. They plan to execute Megumi, Maki, and Mai as rebels plotting to free Gojo. And this whole thing was planned by Maki and Mai's father, Oji. He plans to execute his own children. Then we go back to Maki facing off against Oji. Oji uses the secret art passed down in the big three sorcerer families, Falling Blossom Emotion, and Maki pulls out a cursed tool known as Dragon Bone. It accumulates force and cursed energy and ejects them out the back of the blade in accordance with the user's will. Maki plans to take advantage of the fact that Oji is unfamiliar with the cursed tool's ability. As they take their stance, he asks her if she knows why his older brother, Naobito, was the head of the clan and not him. She says, "Because you're a bastard who's willing to kill his own children." He quickly goes for an attack, but luckily she blocks it. She quickly counters and slashes right through Oji's sword. Thinking his sword is broken, she goes for another hit. He then counters that and slices down her upper body. As she falls to the ground, he says, "Because my children are all worthless." As he drags the bodies of Maki and Mai, he says to Maki, "Believing you have broken my blade, you closed the distance. That's why you're no good. I am not a swordsman, I am a sorcerer. You cannot judge me by the standards of one who is worthless." He goes on to explain he's stronger than his older brother, but the one aspect he's inferior to him is the quality of his children. Children must not hold back their parent. Then he throws them down a pair of stairs leading to a training and discipline room. The room is filled with grade 2 curses. He goes on to say to Maki, "Heavenly restriction, physically gifted, what are those things? In order to fight, we sorcerers train every day and further enforce our flesh with cursed energy. Maki, your strength is nothing compared to others. Farewell, you are a stain on my life."
It's an evil world we live in.
He leaves the room and Mai sits up and says, "I suspected this would happen one day." Then they enter this internal twin dream realm. Mai tells her, "I'm heavily injured from his cut, so once I make this, I'll die. Goodbye and good luck on your own." Mai goes on to explain how twins work in the Jujutsu Kaisen world. She says, "To gain something, you must offer something. In the same way, suffering makes us stronger. For us twins, cursed techniques treat identical twins as one. You are me and I am you. As long as I'm around, you, Maki, will never fully develop." So basically, Maki has the same heavily restriction as Toji, which gives them superhuman abilities in exchange for cursed energy. But in this world, twins are like one being. Normally, Maki would have 0 cursed energy because of the heavenly restriction, but the cursed energy that Mai has is technically Maki's cursed energy. energy due to them being considered one. This prevented Maki's heavenly restriction from operating at full potential, so she was already handicapped from having no curse technique, and on top of that, she couldn't fully benefit from heavenly restriction, which makes all of Maki's off and on-screen feats so far that much more impressive. Mai goes on to say, "I'll leave you with this. I'll take the curse energy and everything with me, but promise me one thing, destroy everything." As Maki awakens, she's holding a sword Mai made for her, and she's surrounded by curse. She quickly defeats them. Oji senses the curses are gone and turns around to see Maki, and immediately senses that she got extremely stronger. His body trembles in fears as it remembers Toji. He releases his technique, blazing courage, and screams out, "With my own hand, I'll burn you to the bone. So let us fight, my worthless child." But as soon as he finishes that sentence, Maki quickly slices off the top of his head, and with a depressed look on her face, she says, "Mai, let's get started." The scene changes to Ranta Zenin running to tell Jinichi and Naoya that Maki killed Oji. Nobuaki, a Zenin Clan unit captain, tells his unit to attack her immediately, but do not kill her, I'll finish her off. They all surround her and attack, but she swiftly and easily defeats them all. She's completely on a different level now. Then the Hei greets her. The Hei is a small group of the strongest sorcerers in the Zenin Clan. Ranta, Chojuro, and Nobuaki attack her at once. She quickly folds Chojuro and Nobuaki. They're simply not on her level. Ranta near death tries to hold Maki still with his curse technique, while Jinichi uses his technique Missile Fist. This technique can conjure up giant fists that are propelled by cursed energy like a missile. The fists pummel Maki with punches, but when the smoke clears, Maki is holding Jinichi's head. Naoya walks up and asks her, "Don't you have a human heart?" She says, "No, it was taken from me." Naoya rushes her with punches and kicks and knocks her to the ground. And the whole time he's punching her, she's counting how many movements Naoya is making per second. He continues to pummel her. The narrator explains that Naoya's projection sorcery does not allow movement in ways that ignore laws of physics and trajectories. Furthermore, there is an upper limit to the body's acceleration at the time of activating the curse technique. However, maintaining the curse technique allows speed to continually build. He sprints at Maki and says, "I'll punch right through you." Maki stands up and takes a sumo stance, wanting to take the hit head on. Naoya runs past her and slaps her arm. It's explained that if the palm of a user activating projection sorcery touches an opponent, the opponent must also move at 24 movements per second. Failure means 1 second of freezing. Meanwhile, Naoya is moving at top speed. Thinking she's frozen, Naoya sprints at her from behind, but Maki quickly turns around and nails him right on the face with a punch so strong it knocks him to the ground and leaves him unconscious. Looking down at his body, Maki says, "Sorry, say that again?" But Maki isn't done yet. She makes her way to her mother and slits her throat. Naoya awakens and crawls into a house. Maki's mom pops up behind him with a bloody throat on her deathbed holding a knife. She falls and stabs him in the back and kills him and her at the same time. After her death, her mom finally admits she's glad she gave birth to Maki and Mai. The narrator ends this with, "Those from the Zenin Clan who were absent that day would soon die violent deaths. 6 members of the Hei and 21 members of the Kukuru unit. No residentials were found where they died, but trace amounts of cursed energy thought to originate from a cursed tool weapon were detected in the bodies of wounds." Days later, the Gojo clan and the Kamo clan proposed removing the Zenin clan from the big 3 families, but Jujutsu headquarters is keeping their verdict on hold. Wow, we just witnessed the sheer power and determination of Maki, who was bullied by her family her entire life, as she single-handedly dismantles the entire Zenin clan. This was a pivotal moment in her storyline and a true testament to her strength. Now I want to hear from you. What do you think about Maki's actions? Do you think the Zenin clan deserved what they got? If you enjoyed this, don't forget to hit the like button. It helps the channel out a lot. And if you aren't already, make sure to subscribe. I also make Kaiju number 8 manga reviews. If you like that manga, watch my latest manga review. Click the video you screen on scene now.